he's an entertainer, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to entertain. It never occurred to me to try to use this monkey to try to terrify anybody. It's a toy monkey. It's sort of goofy. And so I kind of wanted to embrace the cartoon element of it. I wanted to lean into sort of Itchy and Scratchy and Chuck Jones, and those were sort of Robert Zemeckis. That kind of flavor was more important to me.
What was that monkey like? I mean, like, I see it, and I'm like, I can't, what was it, how old?
And heavy.
Heavy?
Heavy. Like, full animatronic, heavy. Like, I remember picking it up and being like, oh, I gotta, like, think about, like, holding this the right way. Yeah, it was like picking up a toddler, I guess.
It's basically the devil.
Everybody dies. And that's life.
First of all, you add a little bit of fun in this, and there's a lot of gore. What was the inspiration to take this story in such a over-the-top comedic way?
Well, it started with sort of, I wanted to conjure my feeling about Stephen King, as opposed to just sort of hold the book open with one hand and type with the other and just do like a straight adaptation.
Yeah.
I wanted to sort of recreate my own sort of personal feeling about the man, and I've always found joy in what he does, and sort of this underlying melancholy that goes with the joy, and he sort of has this, he's an entertainer, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to entertain. It never occurred to me to try to use this monkey to try to terrify anybody. It's a toy monkey. It's sort of goofy. And so I kind of wanted to embrace the cartoon element of it. I wanted to lean into sort of Itchy and Scratchy and Chuck Jones, and those were sort of Robert Zemeckis. That kind of flavor was more important to me.
Yeah, and Theo, you just go for it. This is really hard work to play two different roles like you do. How did you approach it?
I think being afforded the freedom, when you have a collaborator that you feel confident in, and we had a shorthand, a freedom to kind of swing for the fences and not feel self-conscious that if it didn't work, it didn't work. Try things, find things in the moment, and push boundaries, and some things work and some things don't. I think that was, in a way, the key, especially with Bill. We wanted to make him as kind of maniacal as possible. But also, even though this is a wild, insane piece of entertainment, you need to find a reality there, and that was particularly important for me with Hal and his son. Make that feel real as possible. Make it, sounds cheesy to say, but make it emotional in some way, where the stakes are high enough. Because if it's all just superfluous fun, then it loses a bit of weight or stakes in some way. So that was a little kind of tightrope that I had to tread.
Well, I think that's what you do a lot, though, don't you? You kind of you find a mix of something horrific, but you also find the, I guess, humanity in that?
I mean, I think the horror genre presents the opportunity to sort of do whatever you want and all of it, right? It kind of shines a light into the darkness. It kind of wonders what's behind the veil. It kind of reminds us we don't really know what is happening, or definitely what's going to happen, sort of what waits for us. And so the limitlessness of the genre is really appealing, and I think that's why so many kind of interesting artists go towards it, because it really gives you the most freedom. And there's no rules. You can kind of express yourself as poetically as you need to, because there's no reality to kind of keep you at bay.
Now I gotta ask, what was the most difficult sequence for both of you?
I gotta say, it's all hard and none of it's hard, right? Like you're making a movie, you don't have enough time, you don't have enough money, everybody's sort of, there's constantly like, am I gonna get the thing, am I gonna get the shot, are we gonna get the scene, are we gonna fall behind, So there's always that sort of sitting on everything. But if you're working with collaborators who you respect, who are on the same page with you, it's not hard to create a non-toxic environment.
Yeah.
A lot of environments are apparently really toxic, I can't imagine. But once you get into a rhythm, it's a job that you're doing, and you're so lucky to be doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many awful things we could be doing. There's so many awful things you could be doing to earn money
true.
to feed your children.
Very true. We're very
Theo,
lucky.
yeah, I mean, geez. So, you know, you have that sort of levity that you're kind of going through your day with.
That's really an interesting way to look at it. That's really cool. I believe we have to wrap it up, but that was, wow.
Good to see you again after 50 years.
You know, it's funny because I remember, you know, we talked about your performance in Halloween Ends. I was a fan of that. What is it with horror for you? This seems to be your kind of genre.
Yeah, that or nobody knows what to do with me. No, I think it's a natural sort of universal pull. I think I get along very well with the weird kids, and I think the weird kids get along with me. And man, I'm just attracted to people that have like very niche outlooks on the world, and I think you find that in horror in general. And it's a very special place for me.
Well, I think especially with Osgood, I think he definitely has a very unique style.
Yeah.
What was it like kind of working with him and just finding the humor in such a dark place?
Inspiring, really inspiring, man. I mean, I know he's spoken about it in interviews, but he's had some very specific experiences with loss and death in his life. And I think that it gives him this sort of superpower to look at death, to be able to read the monkey and interject this much humor in it. You gotta have a relationship with death. Yeah, I remember showing up. A big moment for us is when we threw on this wig that I'm wearing in this movie, and was sort of blowing the hair out of my eyes, and we just knew it was funny. So yeah, man, that's what that was.
What do you want to start wearing the wig a little more and just
Yeah.
have your hair long, growing your hair out, man?
I
Dude,
need to find that wig and have it in my house. I need that wig in my house. That's what I need.
I think well, let's make that happen. You need the wig. What was it like kind of taking Thrasher on? He's such an interesting character too. I mean, it seems like a real escape for you.
Yeah, this was a bit of a dream job for me. I just had so much fun being this free,
Yeah.
um, and having this much vacant space in my head. He's he's a man of little thoughts, and I just fell in love with him, and it was so fun to be in his world. It was fun to fall in love with a toy monkey, and yeah, yeah.
What was, what was that monkey like? I mean, like I see it and I'm like I can't. What was it? How old?
And heavy.
Heavy?
Heavy, like full animatronic, heavy. Like I remember picking it up and being like, "Oh, I gotta like think about like holding this the right way."
Wow.
Yeah, it was like picking up a toddler, I guess. It's very creepy. And they also gave it these eyes that have like so much life in them. Like there's no like when you watch the trailer and the shots and stuff, it's like that's the eyes. There's no like VFX. It's creepy, man. It's
That
creepy.
sounds terrifying, and we gotta wrap up on that one. But Rowan, it's so good to see you again, man.
Good to see you again, man. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Cheers, guys. Thank you, everyone.
No, 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 no!
First of all, I'm kind of blown away. You started acting at 6, and I'm going through your resume, and I'm just like, dude, you work a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I have been working for over 10 years. I mean, professionally, it was 6 years old, but
Yeah.
I remember there's like this iconic video of me that me and my mom keep laughing at, and it's when I was like applying to the acting school that I started at, and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Christian. I'm 4.5 and 3/4 years old, and I'm looking forward to being there." It was a funny little video like that. You know, it's been a long time, and I'm very grateful for my career to reach this level.
So you pick really interesting projects. You went from Cocaine Bear to this film. How did you get involved?
Involved in what per se?
This project, yeah.
Yeah, so when I was reading the script, Oz had a chat with me, and we were like looking over it, and what really drew me into the script was it was the fact that I got to play two characters,
Yeah.
and that right there is an actor's dream, and I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to portray two opposites, Hal and Bill, in the
Mhm.
same movie, even in the same shot sometimes. Like that right there is just the epitome of acting for me. That was my biggest dream, and that's what really attached me to this project.
Did you guys have like because it's such an interesting thing. You all played the same character twice. You all yet you're working towards the same goal, but you're completely different universes.
Yeah.
That must be kind of cool. I mean, did you go, hey, yeah, I got to talk to this guy about this. I got to talk. I mean, that
Yeah.
seems weird to me.
It was definitely a weird experience, because again, they are polar opposites. Like,
Yeah.
I was this shy, timid kid, but was this overconfident, like, mean dude who's compensating for his lack of attention, anything like that. He's just, yeah, two completely opposite characters. On set, it was really funny because I got to have a body double, and we kept making jokes about how like I'm you and you're me and whatnot. But yeah, getting to play these two characters, it's very funny, very challenging, and I felt very dedicated to the craft of acting, and I'm very grateful.
Well, and that's is at any age that could be a tough role to play. Absolutely. How did you prepare? What were little things you would do to kind of find that, okay, I've got these two characters?
So first off, it definitely started with Oz's amazing writing of the script and his vision, because that is real, like it's the foundation for everything. And again, we can tie that back to Stephen King because he's the one who technically created it. So thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Oz. But yeah, Theo and Oz were super collaborative.
Mhm.
We got to figure out nuance and traits that we wanted to add to each character, and that's what eventually led to the characters that you're going to see on screen February 21st, by the way. And yeah, it was a great collaborative journey. I'm very grateful to be a part of it.
You're really good at putting it out there. And yeah, congratulations. But we have a few seconds left. What do you have next?
Next up, I've got a couple movies coming out. I'm currently working on one right now. It's called Rolling Loud. It's another comedy. It's amazing. And I recently worked with Guillermo del Toro on his Frankenstein project, and I did finish filming a movie called Tharville Street with Anne Hathaway, McGregor, and Missy Stella. So be on the lookout for those.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for Frankenstein, man. I'm Del Toro is one of the best. He's a genius, so
He is a visionary. That man right there, he is great.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
What an honor, dude. What an honor to
Yeah.
work with that guy.
I mean, he right there, he is like the guru of directing. And I mean, I'm so grateful to have worked with these excellent directors all around, Oz, Dave Robert Mitchell, Guillermo del Toro, and each director brings something so unique and so amazing to their project, and I'm very grateful to have been a part of my whole career. Yeah.
You worked for it, man. Good job. We gotta wrap it up, but thanks a lot. It was a pleasure.
Thanks so much.
Cheers. Man.
Appreciate it.
We have been chosen to witness its power over life and death in its most devious ways.
First of all, I want to say, wow, what a interesting project for you to get involved in. Are you a fan of horror? Is this a genre that's compelling to you?
I'll be honest, for a lot of my childhood, I avoided horror because I was a scaredy cat. I would check dark rooms. I wouldn't walk into any room if it was dark. I had to check under my bed every night. Classic scared kid stuff.
Mhm.
Um, but my mom was actually a huge Stephen King fan growing up. When she was a teenager, she told me, I think my grandma told me, I don't remember. She put garlic cloves on her windows after watching or reading Salem's Lot. Um, and that was just like the start of her like path down vampire obsession. But um, yeah, I think being in these films has really reinterested me in the genre, especially with Oz's genius spin on
Mhm.
this short. Um, I've never read anything like it. Um, I found it really compelling and really different. And I love how he uses humor to sort of make it fun and not
Yeah.
just like scary, and also send a message about like death and like, you should use humor to deal with darkness, and that not everything is completely serious, you know.
I think that's helpful, like, because you take a serious subject like that. I mean, it's a pretty dark film. You add that gruesome humor, the almost splat-stick kind of humor. It
Yeah,
makes it makes it more fun, more enjoyable.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Now, what I liked about you guys, especially both you, the younger performances, is that you guys really deal with the shit that the older guys do, in a really interesting way. What was it like
Yeah.
working with your brother?
We didn't have any scenes together, which really sucked because I really wanted to work with him.
Yeah.
Um, but I did meet him a couple times off camera.
Okay.
He's really
What was it
fun.
like working on a set with Osgood? I feel like there's such a unique vibe.
100%. Yeah, you're right on. When we were filming scenes with like Hal and stuff, especially near the end of the film and like Phil's uh complex,
Mm,
a lot of the scenes would start off one way and sort of shift into another. Because when we were filming, Oz would have a lot of ideas,
yeah.
and the scene would change as we went. It would start off super serious, and then if he didn't like that, he would end it off with like a funny note,
Mm.
with like me saying something funny, or deadpan. And I found that really cool, and my mind was kind of blown with how well he was able to pull that off.
Yeah.
Because with most directors, it might just be like they'll have a bunch of ideas, but none of them really work for the scene or for the, the movie.
Yeah.
Um, and he's really a creative genius.
That's
He's
cool.
really.
That's cool to work with something like that, and especially to how would your mom react to you doing Stephen King? That's cool.
Yeah, she was very excited. Almost as excited as me, I'd say. She was a big Stephen King fan as a kid. Huge. Yeah, she had like a whole collection um of books.
Well, now
Um,
she has a new movie she can love too. So yeah.
yeah.
Oh, dude, it was a pleasure talking to you. We got to wrap it up.
Thanks, James. All right.
Bye.
Have a nice day, man. Thank you.
Everything okay up there?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo remains an independent company, and we appreciate all of your support.